What's up, Duke fans? We're back here for episode 11 of the Brotherhood podcast. We have a unique setup today with a guest coming back, former recent Blue Devil, Dereck Lively, back in town this weekend to come visit the squad, but also watch his cousin play Clemson for Duke this upcoming weekend. I'll be passing the mic over today to Mark Mitchell to host this episode, so we'll get a little unique perspective there, but they have an awesome conversation about the past few months, what that's looked like for Dereck and his process getting over to Dallas. So super exciting to hear, for all you to be able to hear how that's been for him and his perspective looking back on obviously his time at Duke, but moving forward as well. But before we get into that, I wanted to provide you all with a little bit of perspective and insight into what these past few weeks have looked like for our team. We're entering middle of September here, so we're still on 8-hour weeks. We're going 4 hours a week in the weight room and 4 hours a week on the court with the coaches. That's what we're limited to by the NCAA. So this past few weeks has just been a ton of getting in the gym and working hard as a group. Coach Shire has been emphasizing, the two major things of coming together as a team. We have a lot of returners and a lot of talent coming into the gym at all times, but we really want to take this time to learn to mesh together and become a group and be one unit once real practice starts in a couple weeks here. And the other thing is just conditioning and weightlifting. We've been in the gym constantly with Coach Will, focusing on obviously becoming in the best shape and strength that we can as a group and individually, but also just mentally. Coming in the mornings, running the mile while it's dark out is something that, we hope to be able to back up on late in the year in March and April, because that's when, we want to be able to look back and say we were doing these tough things in the preseason when nobody else was. So overall, the team's really coming together. Young guys are getting acclimated to what it takes to be a college student athlete with multiple classes a day and then coming and being in the gym for multiple hours a day. So it's been an awesome few weeks of the preseason, and we'll get going here for real in about 2 weeks when we start the actual season. So it's a little something from me about kind of where we are, and hopefully you guys appreciate a little bit more perspective into where the team is currently in this moment. And yeah, that's about it there. Well, again, really excited for you guys get to hear from Dereck and Mark. They had a great conversation and super exciting stuff. So hope you guys enjoy episode 11.
Hey, what's up, Duke fans? It's Mark Mitchell here. This week on the Brotherhood podcast, I'll be replacing Ryan Young. And we have a special guest for you guys today, one of my favorite people I've encountered at my time at Duke, one of my fellow, we came in together, one of the favorite people I know, Mr. Dereck Lively.
Yes, sir. We back, baby.
How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing great, If we're going to get into this podcast, let's have some fun with it.
Nah, for sure. So, I know it's a big weekend at Duke, so why are you back in town?
I'm back here for my cousin. My cousin's playing on the football team. This is the home opener. Got to show my love, got to show my face, be able to know that I got his back every step of the way, just like how he had my back throughout my whole basketball season.
For sure. You guys are first cousins, right?
Yeah, so my mom's sister is his mom, so he's my cousin. He's 5 weeks older than me, and we've kind of been we've been battling each other for 19 years.
Yeah.
So being able to just see him at this point, I'm just so happy for him.
Nah, I bet that's crazy, just having like a family connection, first cousin, even though y'all look nothing alike.
Being able to, we like to have fun with games. Being able to, we're cousins, and then people just think we're not. But
sure.
We got a lot of blood, we got a lot of love for each other, and I got his back like he has mine.
Yeah, most definitely. I seen since you've been gone, you got some new tats. I know you've been showing them on the gram, NBA inked, all that. What you get?
So I got a couple. Last time I left here, I only had like 4 tats, and now I got 10. So I got my lady Justice on my arm, being able to represent all the things I've been through as a child to be able to get me this far. That time heals all wounds with my all-seeing eye watching over me, watching my back. I got an elephant because, elephant was my favorite animal as a kid. Favorite action figure or toy as a kid. I always have him, and I have him in my new apartment as well.
Yeah.
I got my mom's remission date on my leg, on my right above my knee. So every time I put my hands on my knees, it just tells me to get back up because she's been going through so much. I got one of my favorite TV shows, and just some stuff that was able to get me through Duke on my leg.
Mm-hmm. Now, for sure, I know one thing about you, your tattoos all have meaning. I know some people just have some random stuff on them, but
Yeah.
all your tattoos mean a little something, all special, and I'll have a good meaning behind them. Going into the basketball part of things, coming into Duke, you were the number one player in the country. How'd you decide to come to Duke? I know you had a long list of suitors coming into the year, and I know your high school season, you blew up your last year. Just talk about that process and how it went.
It was honestly a roller coaster of emotions, but it really just came down to the relationship I had with Coach Shire, being able to know that I'm coming in with a very powerful class. I came in with Mark Mitchell, with Dereck Whitehead, Tyrese Proctor, Jaden Schutt, Kyle Filipowski, and Christian Reeves. So I just knew that whenever everybody was coming here, we all decided to put down our egos and just go out there and just try to win. And I think that's what we try to do to the best of our ability. And I think we had a good run definitely at the end.
Yeah.
We definitely did. So I definitely say that I made the right choice. I know I wouldn't, if I did it again, there's no other place I would choose beside Duke.
Yeah, for sure. And just talk about your season. Obviously, it was a lot of a roller coaster for all of us, freshmen getting acclimated. But for you especially, a lot of hype, a lot of expectations coming into the season, injuries you had to deal with. Just talk about those things and how you just ended the season so well and propelled you into the next level.
Definitely at the start of the season, for the first half, pretty much, I wasn't playing like Dereck Lively. I was playing very terribly, all around. I wasn't even playing like who I was. And the only thing that really going to change that is whenever I was in the gym every day, in the gym in the morning, before practice, before school, before classes and all that, or at staying late, just staying in the gym after practice and after shoot around, just being able to just focus on getting my game right every possible chance that I can.
Yeah, and that's for sure. I remember that stretch you were struggling a little bit. I remember you were in the gym every morning, 7 a.m. with a meal. Mm-hmm. He was putting you through the ringer every single day.
Put me through the ringer, man. It used to be tough. It definitely used to get me every morning.
Shoot, the work definitely prevailed, definitely came through in the end. But after your time at Duke, obviously you decided into the NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
Just take us through that decision, that process, and like what you did with your family just to prepare for that time.
Man, that was a real rough time because there was just a lot of unknowns. There was a lot of question marks. There was a lot of uncertainty of where I was going to go, if I was going to go. But it was really just a leap of faith. And I knew that the only thing I could control is how much effort and time I put into preparing myself and preparing my body and mind. So I tried to make sure I stayed in the gym every day, getting in 2 workouts to lift at least once a day, and just trying to being able to just push myself harder than I've ever pushed myself before. And, man, it was tough, but being able to do all that was able to get me this far. So I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, and give us some insight on, the pre-draft process. I know it's crazy, a lot of workouts in a short amount of days. Just take us through that and just all the way leading up to draft night and how that was. And did you know you were going to the Mavericks, or did you think there's any other team that could have swooped in and got you?
So I definitely say that right after the lottery, right after the announcement came out of knowing what team was going to have which pick and which order each team was going to get, it was a race. It seemed like those 2 weeks was the longest weeks of my life. Being able to just every 2 days you're basically flying into a new state to work out for a team. I flew from LA to all the way to Orlando, all the way to the Mavericks in Dallas, all the way to New Orleans. And I even took one trip I took to all the way to New York. There was a couple trips to Chicago. It just seemed like every time that you blinked, you're getting on a new flight. So that was just it was a lot of things going on to be able to wrap your head around because you really don't know what you're going to do. Because for the college decision, we as athletes are able to make a decision of where we're going to go. But when you're going to the NBA, it's kind of their decision. So you're just sitting there with your fingers crossed. I honestly didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know if I was going to go lottery, first round, or second round. So all I knew I could do is just be who I am in interviews with coaches, with GMs, and just to play on the court as best as I can. There was definitely a lot of times where I was uncertain of what things were going to play out and how things were going to play out. But I definitely didn't know I was going to go to Dallas. I was actually kind of hoping I was going to go to Dallas. But, whenever I got picked at 12 and said I was getting traded to 10 for the Dallas Mavericks, I was just ecstatic, and I just couldn't believe the position I was in.
Yeah, so there was no other team you thought maybe possibly?
Honestly, I thought I might have been going to Orlando. I thought I might have been going to New Orleans. I thought I might have been going to OKC. Okay. But, I wanted to go to Dallas overall. Because I thought that I could make the biggest amount of an impact at Dallas. But I didn't think I was going to be able to go there. Because when I got picked, I'm like, all right, we're going to Oklahoma. But then next thing you know, I'm getting traded as I'm in the middle of an interview, and I'm a Dallas Maverick.
Mm-hmm. In draft night, every Hooper's dream, just for years, that's what we all dream about, walking across that exchange, shaking the commissioner's hand, and just walk us through that, the whole day, the whole process. Obviously, you have your moms, your family with you. I'm sure it's been a long time coming for you. And we was happy for you, but I'm sure you were ecstatic yourself. Just walk us through that and how it was.
Man, that was the longest day of my life. Like, I felt like I could feel every hour, every minute, every second going by in that day. There was a lot of people that had a lot to say that didn't know what was going on. There was a lot of people in positions who didn't have things to say because they didn't know how it was going to turn out. So all you could do is put on the best fit you got for that draft night and just go in there with a smiling face. And no matter what, since you're going there, you're not going to walk out as an NBA athlete, but you just don't know where you're going to end up being. So, there was a lot of my family prayed. My family had their fingers crossed. My whole family's heart was beating the entire time. Even my teammates was telling me they nervous and they're excited at the same time. But all I was doing was sitting there twiddling my thumbs, waiting for my name to be called. And whenever my name got called, I remember standing up and I couldn't even button my shirt because my hands was shaking too much. I gave my mom a hug. I gave my whole family a hug. And the only thing I was thinking about when I was walking up those 6 or 7 stairs was don't trip and fall. So being able to, when I finally went up there and I shook Adam Silver's hands, he said, "Look at me, I'm wearing Duke blue."
Yeah.
So that was kind of it was funny to just tie back to where we came from.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the Adam Silver connection, the Duke connection. Just how did it feel to shake the commissioner's hand? Obviously,
I felt like I was in a movie.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in a movie. Shaking his hand was really crazy. Just being able to know it's Adam. So being able to know that he's shaking almost everybody's hand who's in the NBA. To be able to be a part of that select it was right around 5,000 people in the world have been a part of the NBA. Just being able to be a part of that select group is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously you got traded, so I know a lot of draftees, after they're drafted, they fly right to the city the next day. You had to go home for a couple of days. So.
Yeah, I was able to go home for that whole weekend, honestly, because the draft was on Thursday or Friday. So I was able to go back home to Philadelphia for Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and I was just spending time with my family, spending time with the people who've been there since day one. So after that Sunday, I flew to Dallas, and we had a little interview, a little presser interview. That was right after, and ever since then, the ball's been rolling.
Transitioning into Summer League, obviously you guys had Omax, Jaden Hardy. Just how was that whole experience, getting to work with Tyson Chandler down there? That's a big part of the Dallas Mavericks history. Just getting to work with those guys, getting acclimated with the coaching staff and things like that. How was that?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it honest with y'all. Summer League is pickup basketball.
Oh, wow.
I was walking in the Summer League with one practice with the team, one half of practice with the team. Since I was traded, I wasn't able to play all of the practices that we had for the team. So I was just sitting on the sideline and just learning. So going into the Summer League was just all right, all we're gonna do out here is just go and hoop. And you just gotta be able to just kind of fix the mistakes as you go. There were some times where I turned the ball over, make a bad play, make a bad pass, but you just gotta keep it pushing and go to the next play. And that's kind of the same mentality that we had at Duke. Definitely did. So just being able to be a part of the Mavs, being able to go through Summer League, being able to have Tyson Chandler to just teach me my whole way through, I'm just grateful of the position that I'm in.
Yeah, do you think anything in particular from your Duke experience helped you and prepared you for your time?
What it takes to win. I know each and every one of us knows what that means. No matter if that's finishing out a particular play, getting a rebound, boxing out, or just doing whatever it takes to win. It definitely takes a lot. I feel like a lot of players you get to learn a lot from different players, no matter if that's catching a lob from Roach or Tyrese or being able to play defense against them. You just got to be able to just pick up every little thing that you can as you go.
Yeah, and obviously since we know in high school you were a really good three-point shooter. Some people don't know if they just watch you at Duke. I know personally he hit a couple of threes on us. We played in high school. Since you went through the pre-draft process and things like that, have you been working on your shot a lot, and can we expect to see you shoot?
I'm pulling it, yo. I'm pulling my threes. I know that for sure. I'm not going to be out there forcing them, but whenever I got them, I'm going to take them. In the pre-draft process, there was a lot of question marks knowing if I could shoot or not. And whenever the draft day came for pro day came where a lot of coaches and a lot of GMs were sitting on the sideline watching us work out and watching me work out. So, I decided to hit, 14 threes in one corner in a row, and then I think I made 11 in the other corner. So I think I kind of checked that little question mark off. So now all I got to do is just start performing in game.
Yeah, and I can guarantee to you guys he can shoot. I've seen it with my own eyes. I played against him a lot. He definitely can shoot. But now that you're in Dallas, you're moved in. Have you found your place yet?
Oh yeah, I got a nice three bedroom, 3.5 bath. I'm enjoying Dallas.
Yeah,
I love
bet.
Dallas.
I love Dallas. It's a great city. What does a typical day look like for you?
Get up, make sure I get my daily routine in, and then go right to the gym, getting a lift in, getting a workout in, an individual, and then most likely I'm going to be playing after. Playing 5-on-5, making sure I'm still getting up and down and staying conditioned, and then after that, typically these days I'm just trying to add like one little thing to my house every single day. No matter if that's a bed, a dresser, putting up TVs, getting Wi-Fi. Like the first day I moved in, or the first week I moved in, it took me a couple of days to realize like the little things you need for a crib.
Yeah, I bet.
Like I took a shower and I was standing out there air drying because I had no towels. So like that's just like the little things you really just don't think about that I needed to get for getting the house. So I'm still kind of getting things going, getting the ball rolling for getting my own apartment. I just got a pool table. So I'm getting the thing going for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I remember after you got drafted, you sent out a little tweet saying, like, what are the best food spots in Dallas? So did you ever find one?
Ooh, I love food in Dallas. And I love food in Texas. There's Nick and Sam's, there's Mary's Twisted Kitchen, there's Komodo, there's Carbone. And those are just like a couple that I visit just normally. But there's a lot of very good food spots. And every time I need a new food spot, I just go to that same tweet and just try to scroll and just pick a new one.
Yeah, maybe if I come visit you in Dallas. You know I'm picky, but
Oh, don't worry about him. He's gonna be eating real good when he come to
we'll
Dallas.
definitely find something to eat. But obviously playing for the Mavs, you have some Brotherhood connection. Kyrie Irving, one of the Duke greats.
We got
Duke
Kyrie,
legends.
we got Seth. Yes, sir.
Have you had a chance to connect with him and Seth since you joined the Mavs, and how's that been?
Yeah, I've been able to have a couple interactions with them from time to time and just being able to just pick their brains about the transition to the league and being able to know about how they used to act and how did they used to carry themselves whenever they're a part of the Duke Brotherhood. It's just something I've just been asking them, trying to figure out how they carry themselves, how they think about things, and how they think about things have changed. So I just love to being able to have that connection, being able to know that I have other Brotherhood members on the team is going to make me that much more welcome.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, you're also playing with Luka, one of the best players in the world. That must be surreal, too. Obviously, you're watching him for the last couple of years. He's been in the league, been on a tear. Now you're going to be catching lobs for him and, defending his pain, things like that. How does that feel, just knowing you're going to play with one of the best players in the whole world?
Man, my job is to get him open and get to the rim. So I know I'm going to be able to do that very well. I've been doing that very well for a while. And I know that's definitely going to be able to open things up for my other teammates. So I'm going to just play my part, play my role to my best of my ability. And you're going to see some highlight lobs for sure, highlight putbacks and all.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure we'll see that. Obviously, play for the Mavs. They have a notorious owner, one of the best owners in the NBA, Mark Cuban. Have you met Mark Cuban yet?
I definitely met Mark Cuban. Definitely did. He's a great person. I definitely say that he seems like one of the more hands-on and involved owners out of all of the different teams in the league. But I definitely say that he's involved more when it comes to everyday life and more involved of just like if he cares about how we feel, about what's going on and off the floor, and just making sure that everybody involved is doing well and is doing well mentally.
Yeah, it seems like everyone around the league loves Mark Cuban. Seems like a great guy. Obviously, I've seen you got to work out with Tyson Chandler, one of the great, bigs to play in basketball, and obviously he's a big part of Mavs history winning that 2011 championship. How's it been working with him, and just what have you guys been working on?
Man, it feels like I'm Simba and he's Mufasa. Being able to like have somebody who's been through the ringer, who's won a championship, who's had multiple years in the league, it's just being able to have that support is amazing. Whenever I come and sit down on the bench, I'm leaning back and he's whispering in my ear, what do I think? What do I think I need to do differently? And just I'm able to always pick his brain. I'm always able to pick his brain and ask him questions, no matter if it's a dumb question or if it's a question about the game.
Yeah.
Being able to, we've been working on touch, we've been working on a lot of strength, we've been working on how to set picks, how to roll, how to pop, and just how to be able to get everybody in the game involved. So I'd say that he's a very smart player, and I've been learning a lot.
Yeah, for sure. To finish up, we got some questions, some trivia questions about Philly. Big Philly guy right here. I know you love Philly cheesesteaks, so for the first one, we got name the two dueling cheesesteak restaurants in Philly.
That's Geno's and Pat's, 100%. Geno's and Pat's.
Yeah, that's right. Which one is your favorite?
I'm going with Pat's every day. Pat's, simple.
Okay. Number two, This is a good one. Rocky Balboa is famously from Philadelphia in the Rocky film series. Name 3 of its opponents in the movies.
All right, I'm going to go Apollo Creed. I'm going to go Drago, even Drago, however you say it. And it's just Rocky 2. Rocky 2. I can't get Rocky 2. I got 1 and 3, but I don't got 2. Talk to me. What's his name? Who's the second one? I'm missing movie
Mr.
2.
T.
Mr. T.
That's just who he is.
Wow, I ain't get that one.
Clever Lane.
I see.
The third one. This is a hard one. Wow. The Eagles won the Super Bowl in the 2017 season. Can you name their Super Bowl opponent, who the MVP was, and where the game was played?
I definitely don't got where. I know it was against the Patriots, and I know it wasn't a starting dude. He wasn't starting. He was a backup, right?
Yeah. Carson Wentz was a starter.
What's his name? I got the right, not position, but right string at least.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
Yeah. That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. I got half of that right.
Number 4. What popular dance move did the show Prince of Bel-Air popularize?
I feel like it's the Carlton dance.
Yeah.
Carlton going crazy.
You can hit that?
Never.
No,
Never can hit that. I can hit a little, I just want to rock, but definitely not all that.
I see you dance a couple times. You might be able to. And the last one. The movie Invincible is based on the true story of a 30-year-old walking onto the Philadelphia Eagles roster in 1976, becoming the oldest rookie to ever not play college football. What was his name?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
I don't remember his first name. I remember his last name was Paulie.
You're close.
Paulie, what's his name?
Papali.
Dang. I got halfway on that one. So I think I did better on the trivia than you did.
Yeah, Vince Papali. Yeah, you
Vince
did.
Papali.
You
So I
did.
say I get 2.5,
2.5,
3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give you 2.5. Shoot, we about in the same range.
Smooth 50%. I'll live with that.
And that's a wrap. My brother D Live, man. It's good seeing you. Hope you're well. Hope you have a good season and everything.
Appreciate you.
We got to check out this Duke football game. It should be a good one. Check out your cousin Brian.
Yes, sir.
And see all your family. But that's a wrap on this episode of the Brotherhood Podcast.